After many moons and many nights and years, and after $2.6 million have pledged dollars, I don't after $2.6 million backing this Kickstarter program, Steinhardt's Guide to the Eldritch Hunt, a 5e supplement created by the one and only MonkeyDM, has finally been released. Well, it's been released. A lot of people already got it. I just got mine a couple of days ago, and I thought it'd be a cool thing to showcase what I got. All right, so here we are with all the things that I've bought from the Kickstarter, which arrived all in great quality. Again, I'm not really a review channel. I'm just kind of like showcasing and like nerding out about what I purchased, but I want like maybe potential Kickstarter like supporters that haven't gotten theirs yet to, you know, see what they can anticipate, you know, expect when their order arrives. So first off, the one that I bought is the Eldritch, wrong hand, is the Eldritch moon cards, which showcases and details a lot of the Eldritch moons that can appear in your games if you choose to. Next one is the trick weapon cards. This shows all the different trick weapons and scarring, like Eldritch scarring, that you can have in your games, and the DM screen right underneath it. Very cool looking art that I will show in a few seconds or in a few minutes. And finally, of course, the grand finale, the core book itself, Steinhardt's Guide to the Eldritch Hunt, right? So I'm not gonna go in detail about everything in here. I'm just gonna showcase a couple of things that are in these decks, in this book, so you have a good idea of what's inside, and just, you know, let's just geek out about it. It's a Lovecraftian, Soulsborne-esque D&D supplement, right? And that's exactly what they have, or what MonkeyDM has in the Kickstarter as its description. So without further ado, let's start with one of the first ones. So start with the Eldritch Moon cards. All right, so here we go. This is the Eldritch Moon cards. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. As you can see, the cards aren't very nice quality. Relatively, I've been flipping through these as I got them earlier. This isn't really a first unboxing. I've unboxed this already earlier. I'm just showing you like all the cool things, like the card art in the back of these and sort of like the rules. So these are just the instructions on how to use the Eldritch Moon cards. And of course, let's go see what's inside. Well, actually, on how to use them, let's go back to the instructions. Using the Eldritch Moon card. Step 1, roll a d4 to determine how many cards you will draw. Step 2, remove the 8 cards without art from the bottom of the deck. These are not needed yet. Step 3, shuffle the remaining cards without looking at them. Step 4, draw the top card, set it aside, remove any other copies of that card from the deck. Step 5, repeat steps 3 and 4 until you have set aside a number of cards equal to your d4 roll. The cards you have set aside represent the Eldritch Moons that will appear during the month in your game. Step 7, keep the drawn cards handy during play to reference the moon effects. Step 8, when a moon is active, you can use the matching card without art, the 8 you removed at the beginning, for additional effects. And that's it. Just shuffle, draw cards equal to the d4 roll, and reference during play. So very neat, very simple instructions on how to use the cards. Again, I like this simplicity in it. It makes the game feel to go like much more faster, and you know, the hassle of choosing the Eldritch cards, the Eldritch Moons, seems to be much more simplified. So with that in mind, let's see what some of these arts are. So I'm just gonna pull a couple of them and see, and you know, showcase how many they are. So for the first one, we have the Howling Moon. I apologize for the camera quality. It's the best my camera can do at this point, but it shows you the different descriptions that is in this type of Eldritch Moon. If you ever pull it, it tells you the effects on certain creatures, the different features that it has, any sort of CR or trait DC that is related to this Eldritch Moon. And of course, it tells you how travel is affected, like traveling, you know, in the world. Next one that I pulled randomly is the Vacuous Moon. Again, it tells you a different description, but still gives you a description of what it does, certain monsters that it affects, the type of travel this will have, and of course other various features that can happen under this specific Eldritch Moon. And this one is what the art looks like. Definitely one of my favorites so far. It's definitely, you know, giving a black hole necromantic like vibes. Very cool design. And for the third one, I didn't choose this at random, but I thought it was one of the coolest to showcase without any, you know, spoiling anything much. in terms of any players or DMs that might be interested into this. But this one is the Yellow Crown Eldritch Moon. And like all the other cards, it tells you the type of creatures that it affects, how it affects these creatures, different features within these cards, how it affects traveling in your game, and among other things. And this is what the art looks like. Isn't that amazing? You can probably see why this is one of my favorite. I am a huge fan of the King in Yellow Lovecraftian creature. King in Yellow referencing, it's a short book or short poem by Robert Chambers. But yeah, as you can see, we got the yellowish moon in the background, and of course the classic sigil in front of it, right? And a strange figure in yellow, which we can assume is either the king or maybe just some creature. Very cool, isn't it? All right. And of course there are a number of other Eldritch Moons that I didn't showcase here. Just gonna do a quick spread of the art real quick, because I feel like I'll do a disservice if I don't showcase most of it. A lot of them are pretty cool. I don't want to spoil it. So the other thing that's also in the same deck is how these different moons affect the madness of your players or NPCs. Under the different moons, there will be different types of madness that will go to them. So for example, if you have the glacial moon, if you get a short-term madness, whenever a character gains a short-term madness under the glacial moon, their body numbs and they suffer a 1d4 penalty to all attack rolls and saving throws until the madness ends. And of course, there's different consequences if you ever get a long-term, which is more severe, and an indefinite one, which is a permanent type of madness that affects your characters. So very cool. And again, these types of cards, the artless cards, will describe what type of madness you will get under those moons. Next up, though, I want to talk about are the trick weapon cards. Now, this is a lot more heavier and thicker. It's a thick boy compared to the Eldritch Moon cards deck. These are more akin to like your trading cards that you get in a pack like these. These are heavier and bigger for many good reasons, as I will show you right now. Okay, without guessing, just looking at these materials that I'm showing at the side, probably guess that yes, because we are dealing with trick weapons, they will show you a holographic card set. Look at that. If actually, can I do a good spread from this position? No, I can't. It's very hard. It's a very thick boy. Look at that. It's very like, it's hard to hold. But anyways, these are holographics. All of these are showcasing all the different types of trick weapons that the game has, alongside the different Eldritch scarrings, because that's right, there are Eldritch scarrings inside the game, which is, an added feature if you want more additional stuff at the consequence of, I think, sanity, among others. But yeah, let's go through some of these and we'll see how the trick weapons are. Oh, this is my favorite. I'm going to showcase this, definitely. I think the first one that we saw is a good example. Let's turn it around first. This is the Abyss Warden's Axe Blade. As you can see from the cards, it tells you what type of weapon it is from the very top, the types of weapons that you should be proficient in order to use these properly, its rarity, and of course a short description of these weapons and a definition for how to use these trick weapons. In the game, trick weapons have two mechanics. One is the untransformed state, so it's base state, and two, it's transform state, basically using a bonus action to transform it into the other weapon for added effects. And it details all the awesome things that each version can do, along with other features that it may have. So again, this is the Abyss Warden's Axe Blade, and this is what it looks like. Look at that. Let me get a good one right there. So that is its untransformed state, which is a long sword, and there it is. If I just like angle it a little bit down, you can see its transformed state, which is the battle axe. Isn't that amazing? So yeah, that's one thing I want to showcase. Let's look at another card. This is the one I wanted to show because it's pretty silly. I feel like I'm not really spoiling anything if I have this. This is a trick weapon called Stick. It's a stick. An uncommon trick weapon. Has a description how to use it. It's untransformed state and transform state. And I'm just gonna read both of those descriptions. So in its untransformed state, it's a stick. It has a light property, and if you hit with it, it deals 1d4 bludgeoning damage. Awesome. But what if you use a bonus action to transform it into its transformed state? Transformed state, it's 2 sticks, each held in a hand. A hit with either stick deals 1 plus your strength modifier bludgeoning damage with a minimum of 0. I don't know if there's like an inside joke that I missed or why this was involved, but I love it. It's literally just a stick. The feature on this weapon says ill-advised weapon. When you attack with the stick, if you roll a 1 on the d20, it is destroyed and unusable. If this occurs during the transformed state of the stick not used in the attack remains, but cannot be untransformed. If the remaining stick also is destroyed by this property, you no longer have a stick. Wonderful. And of course, here is the holographic in the pack. 1 stick, 2 sticks. 1, 2. That's the description. Why indeed? Third weapon that I'm going to showcase. Oh, this is a good one. What is this? This is the This is the gravitational partisan. So in this third one, we have the gravitational partisan. It is another trick weapon. You have to be proficient with both a shield and a spear and a glaive. It is a rare commodity. And of course, I'm not going to read it, the description unless you want me to, but I'm just going to showcase that it does tell you what it is, how to use it, what each, version or form it does. Very cool. And this is the transform. Oh, sorry. I think this is the untransformed state. And that's the transformed state. It's a glaive. So it goes from shield and spear all the way to glaive. And the description on the bottom says a partisan that was reinforced using gravity magic, typically given to high-ranking hunters. In the game, there are 2 types of magics. Well, actually, yeah, there are 2 types of magics that are introduced. One is gravitational magic, and the other is osteomancy, which is bone magic. So very cool. If you wanted to add more flavor to your spells, this book definitely has that. All right, I'm just gonna showcase these 5. Right there. Look at that. Very cool. All right, next up, we do have my DM screen, the Steinhardt version of a DM screen. I bought this because this is my first time playing D&D. I am a first gen DM. That's not what I wanted to say. I've only been DMing for 2 years, and this is one of the things that I wanted to buy because I wanted to commemorate my first time DMing and my first campaign that I'm doing right now currently, which I'm running to, are both from the Steinhardt supplement. So here we go. This is the DM screen. So this is the left side section. Right, hang on, I gotta go angle. There we go. Very cool. Second part. Third. Let me unflip this. And the fourth. Yeah, very difficult to do a sort of like wide angle shot here. And of course on the inside, let's start with left side. Oh, I apologize. The one that I showed you, this is the right side. Let's start with the left side. So very standard. We do have the classic, action tables on what to do, readying action all the way to movement and all that stuff on the first page or on the leftmost panel. The middle left panel, if I unclose it, tells you this. It shows you, hang on, it shows you this, which is improvised damage, skills, difficulty classes, and of course the points of origins and the shape of particular spells, and a concentration reminder on the top left there. The third panel shows you a bunch of the different conditions, and I think this is very well done. You can clearly see the different types of conditions, all ranging from burning from the top left all the way to madness on the bottom right there. And lastly, on the last panel, we have various DCs and trackers for your games. So we have the Lunar Madness right there on the top, alongside with tracking DC, a reminder about Eldritch moons, how long a madness should last, like madness duration, and of course other things like visibility down there, object armor class, danger, severity and level, and obscuration. So very standard D&D stuff with relation to the Steinhardt game. Very useful in this particular setting. I am in love with this. All right, last but certainly not the least, we have the core book itself, Steinhardt's Guide to the Eldritch Hunt. Now, one of the things that caught my attention is obviously the amazing art here. This, of course, is the Galvanized Prowler, which is what the flagship, I want to say flagship monster for the game itself. It's a detailed creature inside the bestiary inside. And it is a very thick book, right? It is huge. Look at that. Like, it is heavy, and it's because of it's heavy, it kind of like shakes a little bit, but it's not really an issue. The quality of the book came in quite well. There's very little creases, but of course, you know, this was shipped from very far distances. You can't really expect to have a perfect quality, you know, when it's being shipped from all over the world, right? Before I get into the book, I just want to say one thing that really, you know, my nerd status or nerd emotions up wasn't even the contents of the book. Can you believe that? You know what really got my attention was this thing. This ribbon thing. I don't know what this is called, like a bookmark, right? I'm just gonna say like a book ribbon mark. I don't know. I don't read a lot, but I love it when books have these. It's a weird thing to hyper focus, but I just wanted to say, great addition. You know, it makes it really look like a tome, like when you're carrying this around or whatever. Very cool. But enough about that. I'm just gonna go through some of the pages here in the art style. I'm not gonna go through many of the things. I'll definitely go through like I'll showcase like the table of contents, but because this is such a big book, I'm just gonna be quiet after the table of contents, and I'm just gonna show you all the different arts and sections, and you can just judge it for yourself, you know, like what it looks like. And I'm just gonna flip through random pages. So here we go. First one. Let's go at the cover art, or to start the title page. There it is, Steinhardt's Guide to the Eldritch Hunt. Join the hunt and uncover the Eldritch truth in this nightmare supplement for 5e. Of course, we got the MonkeyDM logo right there. Amazing stuff. Oh, actually, sorry. Let me center it a little bit. There we go. These are the table of contents, and it is pretty hefty. It shows you all the different things, starting with the history or of the setting that you are going to be playing in, which is the state of Liarna, or sorry, the city of Liarna, all the way to its history. Sorry, from its history all the way to its current situation. It shows you all the different races that are available in this game, and of course the brand new race that's specific for this game, the Jaeger class, which is basically a hunter on steroids. That's basically the only thing that I can describe it as. Shows you also a bunch of different subclasses that are new for this, and they are pretty cool. You have the barbarian path of the lightning vessel. You have like ranger, what does that say? Ranger Torturer Conclave, Rogue Blade of Radiance, Rogue Shadow, and where's my favorite here? Paladin Oath of the Eldritch Hunt. If you don't know me, if you've never seen any of my content before, you are gonna learn that I am a huge Paladin fan. That is the only class, no, that's wrong, but that is 90% of what I play in any RPG game. Of course, we also have more feats introduced into this book, more backgrounds, different types of spells. Again, the game introduces two different types of spells. One is gravitational magic and the other is osteomancy, and different types of new items. And of course, a comprehensive guide on how to use Steinhardt's madness system, a full description of all the Eldritch moons. And if we flip on to the next page, we can see even more things. A bestiary of all the monsters introduced into this game. And of course, fallen hunters, which is again, more creatures, more monsters. And lastly, one thing that I am very surprised about is not the list of one-shot adventures that this game has, but a bonus material for all weapon crafting, and it gives you a tool for weapon crafting or advice on how to do so. So very cool. That wasn't in the PDF file that I have online, but of course that one was a beta version only. This is the real deal. There's a lot more content to have or to geek over. All right, so without further ado, I'm just gonna scroll through these pages and yeah, just bathe in the gloriousness of this book with me. All right, and that's basically it. This is what the back looks like. Very cool. So a couple of things that I was noticing in some of these pages here, there are some weird blemishes, or not artifacts. What am I trying to say? There's some weird things that I saw while I was flipping through it. Right there. I have never flipped through this page before. I don't know what that is, but that is there. It doesn't, honestly, it doesn't feel like it's like, yeah, it doesn't feel like, you know, like gum on paper kind of thing, or like an actual layer. It just feels like the same as the other materials. I don't know if this was just a misprint. Yeah, that's there. I think it was just a misprint, but so far from the other pages that I've seen, let me flip real quick. What's the previous one here? In Short-Term Madness. Seems to be okay. Yeah, seems to be okay. Looks like it's just from the Indefinite Madness over there. And oh, and here as well. Although this one's not covering any of the text. You can still get a better view. Yeah, it's still not covering any of the text, but that sort of thing is there. And just to go through, just to finish the thing, yeah, that's it. I don't see it in the next couple of pages, although maybe I'll see more once I flip through most of them. But otherwise, the book is entirely intact. Other than that, everything seems to be still okay. Just gonna randomly flip through it, see if I find anything else. But other than that, I don't think I not anything. But yeah, just keep note of that. There may be some weird things. Not really, you know, just giving you just a first-hand look of what I got. Not really a deal breaker, although the Indefinite Madness one, you definitely cannot read it. Yeah, I definitely cannot read through that. But it's a good thing I do have the PDF file and where is it at? Yeah, and the cards as well. So to explain that. But other than that, everything looks good. The arts are amazing. The descriptions are very descriptive. They tell you exactly what you need to know. Everything is organized, and yeah, can't really say anything else. You know, it's beautiful. Just take a look at this. This is the Druid of Circle of Symbiosis. So yeah, that is that. Anyways, I hope you guys had a good one. Hope you guys enjoyed this sort of like quote-unquote unboxing slash review, though not really, just sort of like me geeking out about finally getting Steinhardt. So anyways, that's that. Yeah, so these you know, this wasn't really a review or anything. This is just sort of me like unboxing, quote-unquote unboxing, and just sharing what I got. But am I happy or content with what I got? Most definitely. I am very happy. The quality of the cards themselves were very nice, especially the holographic trick weapon cards. The DM screen was also very well made. You know, this feels like your typical DM screen, with the added feature of like amazing art in the back, and it's very detailed also with what you need to run a like this type of game. So yeah, am I happy with what I got? Yes, minus, you know, the little misprints that I found in the book. It's overall not a deal breaker. The book is still intact. You just have to be extra cautious on how to handle it. Other than that, I am very happy with it. No sort of like deal breaker. But yeah, if you are a Kickstarter and you are waiting for yours, I hope that yours does come in soon, and I hope you also enjoy this sort of thing that we have supported and bought. So yeah, you know, big shout out MonkeyDM. Big shout out to the team for this supplementary book. And yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Hope you guys have a good one. Hope you enjoy this. Like, comment, subscribe in the bottom if you found anything interesting, or just want to tell me whatever, right? If you want to see something else, let me know in the comments below. But I'll see you guys in the next stream. I'll see you guys. Peace out.